On May 29, 2032, at 23:23 p.m. in Chinese Standard Time, a single message echoed throughout humanity, signaling the start of the highly anticipated MMO game, Humanity's Key to the End. Yuan Guanxiaozhen, a 19-year-old biotechnology student at Beijing University, was in his room, caught off guard while fixing his shorts. Surprised by the unexpected announcement, he hurriedly called his roommate, Fatty, only to realize that his earbuds were indeed plugged in. Fatty confirmed this and wondered where the mysterious sound was coming from. The booming directive urged players to engage in monster hunting, fight clones, activate their exclusive endlock system, and conquer this new virtual world. The sudden noise startled Yuan's sleeping roommates, who then rushed to wake up in confusion. Speculation arose among them that the sound might not have come from their computers. Checking their group chat, they found their classmates equally confused, questioning the source of the unexpected announcement. As they pondered this strange situation, Yuan felt a surge of curiosity mixed with excitement about the launch of the game's internal beta. With an inviting virtual world and mysteries being revealed, he couldn't shake the feeling that this game might hold more secrets than anticipated. As the discussion swirled between them, Yuan and his friends prepared to delve deeper into humanity's key to the end, eager to unravel the mysteries and make their mark in this vast virtual universe. The man incredulously relayed that the entire school had heard the strange announcement, initially taking it as a joke about new trials or an alien invasion. He turned to Fatty for confirmation, only to be stunned when a monstrous figure appeared before them. Shocked and cursing in disbelief, he and his roommate froze in fear at the sight. Reacting instinctively, Fatty threw his laptop at the creature, but the agile monster dodged his attack with ease. To their horror, the monster retaliated with a burst of force, striking Fatty's arm and making him fall to the ground in pain. Alarmed, one of his roommates called out to Fatty while the other, calling the man Ruan and Mai, warned him of the monster's dangerous fire abilities. As the monster advanced menacingly towards Fatty, his injured roommate lamented his imminent fate, fearing he would be doomed. The room was filled with tension and fear as they realized the gravity of the situation they faced. With adrenaline coursing through their veins, they rushed to devise a plan to survive the otherworldly threat that suddenly invaded their dormitory and changed their lives in an instant. However, an unexpected intervention came when Yuan threw a plunger at the monster's face and relentlessly hit it with a bathroom tool, while unleashing a series of curses. Although the towel wrapped around Yuan's waist was torn to shreds during the fight, the monster slowly disappeared into nothingness. Exhausted yet triumphant, Yuan sighed, while Fatty incredulously questioned whether the monster had simply died. Yuan, holding the plunger aloft, proclaimed at the plunger of victory an oath, but the man instead encouraged him to ponder the strange occurrence. Suddenly, a key appeared before them, and the mysterious voice congratulated them, revealing that 4,615 people from Earth had successfully defeated the initial wave of monsters and rose as players. Stunned, one of their roommates calculates the possibility of this happening to only 1 in 130,000 people. The voice continued, announcing that the game system would be activated for these 4,615 people, giving them a newcomer reward package. In response to the surreal experience, they speculated if they were caught up in an elaborate hoax, while Fatty pinched himself, trying to grasp the apparent reality of the situation. The room buzzed with a mixture of disbelief, excitement, and apprehension as they grappled with the implications of their entry into a fantastic game world that seemed to blur the lines between reality and fiction. The voice resonated with urgency, explaining that henceforth, any Earthling who killed a monster could awaken as a player, albeit without receiving the newcomer's reward package. The possibility of awakening will fluctuate with the rise and fall of monster release. Earthlings are asked to take this opportunity now and help save their new world. In their room, intense light and deafening sounds erupted, prompting Yuan to jokingly refer to his startled roommates as kids and jokingly suggest they call them Dad. Staring at him in disbelief, one of his roommates jokingly, yet cautiously, replied. Yuan persisted, offering his protection as the strongest player if they would tease him with the title. Years later, as he faced a diverse horde of monsters, Yuan's expression remained calm. He recalled that strange night without emotion, then raised his hand and activated one of his skills. Concentrating, he gathered the monsters in a single motion, then unleashed them in a calculated attack. In the heat of battle, Yuan remained focused, his resolve strengthened by memories of that fateful night and his determination to fulfill his role as a defender in this new world. In July 2039, 7 years after humanity's key to the end arrived on Earth, Kigu, also known as Yuan, mobilized 47 players from the White Star Guild to face a formidable SS-ranked clone, the Heart of Twilight Despair. This monstrous clone had claimed the lives of 1,742 players without a single successful conquest to date. Yuan anxiously awaited the arrival of Nidhogg, Devourer of Worlds, the presumed final boss. Suddenly, the atmosphere changed around him, swirling ominously as a colossal figure appeared. Yuan instinctively began to gather his strength, preparing for the imminent battle. However, his concentration was shattered when a cry for help rang in his ears. It was Ruan Mai, his comrade, pleading for help as they struggled against overwhelming odds. Yuan hesitated, torn between facing the looming threat and helping his friends. The urgency in their voices compelled him to act quickly. He paused his preparations for a moment, for he knew that every moment counted in these critical moments. With determination hardening in his heart, Yuan turned to help his comrades, focusing his energy on protecting them from the unrelenting attacks. He knew that confronting Nidhogg would have to wait. Right now, his main task was to ensure his allies' survival and strengthen their chances against the relentless S-rated enemy. He turned to Ruan Mai, asking if they would rather he left the final boss to save them. Ruan and Mi pleaded for his help to escape, but he insisted they address him as father. Confused, Ruan Mai questions his request, prompting him to explain that only by recognizing his authority as their boss will he protect them. Reluctantly, they begin to comply when suddenly, he swiftly halves Ruan Mai's head. Standing in front of their lifeless bodies with a cold stare, he reminded them of his earlier warning about the fate of good people who would not last long. Fatty, who witnessed the brutal act, trembled in fear, questioning his sanity. Ignoring Fatty's fear, she continued to stare in silence. At that tense moment, his actions showed a ruthless determination to enforce his dominance and survive in the face of adversity. Her attitude and actions reflected a stark reality, where strength and power determined survival, leaving no room for sentimentality or compassion. As the weight of his words and deeds settles, the room falls silent, broken only by the echoes of his warnings and the trembling breaths of those who remain. She aimed her attack at Fatty, her strength penetrating his body. As Fatty fell lifeless, he said that Fatty had long been paralyzed, confined to a bed in the guild. Turning towards his other roommate, Murong Chio, he declared his intention to finish him off next. With a swift swing of his sword, he decapitated Murong, and to his surprise, Murong's body turned into a pile of lifeless monsters, the final obstacle, the evil Fendala. Sensing a formidable presence behind him, he turned and came face to face with a great dragon, Nidhogg, towering over him. Calmly aware of his arrival, he confessed to Nidhogg that he was tired of the constant battle. As Nidhogg gathered fire in his mouth, preparing to unleash a deadly attack, he stood firm. As Nidhogg unleashed his fiery attack, engulfing her in searing flames, a shining light emerged from the underworld. Emerging unscathed, she calmly informed Nidhogg that she missed the simple pleasures of life, laying in bed, drinking cola, and playing regular games. His nonchalant demeanor in the face of Nidhogg's attacks reflected his weariness of the endless battle and his longing to return to normalcy. Amidst the chaos and destruction wrought by monsters and battles, he sought solace in the mundane joys that had been overshadowed by the relentless pursuit of survival. She drew her sword, declaring to Nidhogg that she was willing to kill him to gain the life she desired. Leaping forward, he signaled Nidhogg to face him head-on. With a mighty clash, their powers met, resulting in a deafening explosion that split the ground. As the smoke cleared, Nidhogg lay on the ground, lifeless. Exhausted from the battle, he collapsed beside Nidhogg, acknowledging the end of their encounter. Observing Nidhogg's gradual disappearance and his own injuries, his missing hand and the gaping hole in his stomach, he regretted that Nidhogg had trapped him in this fate. As he lay there, memories flooded his mind, leading his team in battle, surrounded by enemies, standing beside his comrades. He realized that he was watching his life flash before his eyes. Images of Murong walking away, Fatty being attacked, and Ruan Mai fighting fiercely flashed through his mind. In this moment of reflection and transience, he understood the sacrifices made, the battles fought, and the friendships shared. As she faded into unconsciousness, she accepted the outcome, knowing that her journey was one of toughness, sacrifice, and ultimately, facing the consequences of her choices in the world of humanity's key to the end. He recognized that his time had come, though he cursed inwardly as the thought of enjoying a cold cola drink with his roommate flashed through his fading consciousness. Drifting into oblivion, he lamented the simple pleasures he would never experience again. Meanwhile, the voice resounded, declaring the defeat of the heart of twilight despair Nidhogg and praising the Yuan, known as Yuan, as the world's sole dragon slayer. In 2039 AD, the story of the Yuan came to an end. They had bravely faced the heart of twilight despair with an ESA rating on the last day of humanity's key to the end internal beta test, which marked the end of their heroism. Despite the loss of the heroes, life continued. In 2040 AD, Murong succeeded his fallen comrade Yuan as guildmaster of the White Star Guild, guiding players around the world into an era of finding each other. 4 years later, in 2044 AD, the White Star Kingdom was established. In 2056 AD, Murong renamed it the All-Star Kingdom, declaring himself emperor and ushering in the White Star era. This marked the end of the AD era as humanity transitioned into a new age under the banner of the White Star. As such, the Yuan legacy continues, shaping the course of history and determining the future of humanity in the ever-evolving world of the White Star. In the 998th year of the White Star era, a universal announcement resounded throughout humanity, marking the start of the open beta trial for Key to the End and the launch of version 1.0, titled Key to Enlightenment. All are invited to immerse themselves in this beloved MMO game once again. As humanity continues to navigate a life intertwined with the game, they face other trials and challenges. At the same time, in a mysterious and uncharted world, a colossal egg begins to crack. Within its shell emerges Yuan, the famous dragon slayer, whose achievements have triggered the activation of a unique title. It was foretold that those who defeated the dragon would surely inherit its mantle, forever entwined in a dance with the legendary beast. This granted the Yuan the mysterious status of Dragon's Dream, ensuring its existence for as long as the formidable black dragon, Nidhogg, roamed the world. This revelation left many pondering whether this given destiny was a blessing or a curse. The lore surrounding the title of the world's only dragon slayer suggests a mystical bond between slayer and slain, one that promises immortality for as long as the dragon exists. As the world prepares for new adventures and challenges in the game, the implications of Yuan's newfound status and Nidhogg's enduring existence loom large, shaping the direction of the game's evolving narrative and the fate of its players. Yuan found herself in a confusing environment, her hands outstretched as she tried to make sense of her surroundings. Suddenly, a startling yellow entity appeared before him. It initially looked benign until its wings grew bat-like, revealing several eyes and a mouth while greeting him loudly. Surprised and frustrated, Yuan wanted to know what it was. The creature identified itself as a dedicated customer service agent, specially designed to help him. Yuan skeptically compared his strange appearance to a pair of slippers from his college days and questioned his dedication. The agent fluttered around him, explaining that only the top-ranked players from the game's internal beta test could enjoy such unique privileges. Dubbing the entity Zine, Yuan tested his abilities by questioning him. Yuan's remarks about his appearance stung the agent, who expressed hurt feelings at being perceived as less intelligent. Despite their awkward initial encounter, Yuan realized the agent's usefulness and potential, understanding that having a dedicated assistant could provide valuable insights and help in navigating the complexities of the game world. As they begin their interaction, Yuan ponders the benefits of having such a companion and contemplates the possibilities that unfold in the fantasy world shaped by the game Key to the End. Yuan ignored the agent's quirky behavior and insisted on explaining his current situation. The agent complied and gave a detailed explanation. According to the agent, with the open beta of the game, Nidhogg had come back to life, and Yuan, as the only dragon slayer in the world, was inherently connected to Nidhogg's existence, forming a unique bond where their lives were intertwined. In response, the agent made a mewing sound, stating that he understood. Confused by the mewing sound, Yuan questioned its purpose. The agent explained that his analysis showed that certain animal sounds like mewing increased player engagement, fostering closer bonds. Irritated, Yuan pulled the agent's mouth and admonished him to stop. Seeking more relevant information, Yuan asked about the consequences if Nidhogg was allowed to live in the world. The agent, now returning to a more formal tone, explained that as long as Nidhogg lived, Zogan would maintain the dragon dream state, an indefinite state where he could not die. However, the world would face constant danger as long as Nidhogg was a threat. As Yuan absorbed this information, he realized the gravity of his role and the challenges that lay ahead. With Nidhogg's return and his destiny intertwined with that of the dragon, Yuan understood that he needed to strategize and act decisively to protect the world and his own existence in this ever-expanding game universe. The agent replied that his calculations showed a 99.76% probability that Nidhogg would destroy 76.3% of the world's landmass within 70 years, leaving less than 8% of the population alive. Despite the dire prediction, the agent assured Yuan not to worry, as the robot was equipped with a dragon slaying system designed to provide precise guidance in its mission to defeat the dragon. Yuan asked what gains he would receive from this endeavor, prompting the agent to ask for clarification on gains. Yuan clarified that although less than 8% of humanity might survive, his life with the dragon raised questions about his role and potential rewards. He scoffed at the idea of embarking on such a dangerous quest without adequate compensation. The agent paused for a moment, then assured Yuan that great rewards awaited him. These included tons of experience points, in-game currency, high-quality skill books, and priceless legendary equipment. Most importantly, the agent promised to support Yuan's descendants, ensuring that his bloodline would benefit from his guidance and protection. As Yuan absorbed this information, he realized the weight of his responsibility, not only to himself but also to future generations. With the promise of rewards and support for his family, Yuan decided to embark on a quest to kill Nidhogg, as he knew that the fate of humanity and his legacy rested on his shoulders. Zogan was surprised and questioned the agent about what descendants meant. The agent replied by reminding him of an event on March 30, 2040, at 11:12 p.m. Earth time, when Yuan became a biological father for the first time. He explained that Yuan had donated an X chromosome and other genetic material, which led to the birth of a daughter. Over time, he grew up, had 2 sons and a daughter of his own, and continued to pass on Yuan's genes to the next generation for the next 1,000 years. This revelation left Yuan confused and overwhelmed by its implications. However, the agent congratulates Yuan and recognizes him as the ancestor of a lineage that has lasted for thousands of years.